Hey guys, welcome to Creatures of the Realm, episode 48. Tonight I have a big show for you. We have a lot going on, and let me fix my camera. And I did not do that. Give me 1 second here. Anyways, we have a big show for you tonight. Creatures of the Realm, episode 48. We got the Hag. We're going to go over Hags. But before that, we have a lot going on tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central. We have a huge game, part 3 of End of the Line. End of the Line returns. It's the sequel to End of the Line. And basically what that's about is some of the party or the players are playing other characters that are part of a side story or a side quest of the main campaign, and that's called End of the Line Returns. Be there tomorrow for 8 p.m. Central, but tonight, Creatures of the Realm, episode 48. Just shy of 2 episodes left before the season 1 is over. But let's continue. The Hag. The Hag, what do we have for the Hag? The Hags represent all that is evil and cruel. Though they resemble withered crones, there is nothing mortal about these monstrous creatures, whose forms reflect only the wickedness in their hearts. Faces of evil, ancient beings with origins in the Feywild. Hags are cankers in the mortal world. Their withered faces are framed by long frayed hair. Horrid moles and warts dot their blotchy skin, and their long, skinny fingers are tipped by claws that can slice open flesh with a touch. Their simple clothes are always tattered and filthy. All hags possess magical powers, and some have affinity for spellcasting. They can alter their forms, curse their foes, and their arrogance inspires them to view their magic as a challenge to the magic of gods, whom they blaspheme at every opportunity. Hags name themselves in dark, whimsical ways, claiming such as Black Morwen, Peggy Pigknuckle, Grandmother Twitchwillow, and so on. Hags propagate by snatching and devouring human infants. After stealing a baby from its cradle or a mother's womb, the hag consumes a poor child. We get the picture. Hags, hags, hags. What do we think about hags? There are many, many different hags altogether. And hags, let me fix my camera again. Alright, anyways, there we go. Sorry. So hags, man. There we go. There we go. So hags are, evil, vile creatures. They have a crooked nose, a cloak over their head, warts, the witch type of feel. I don't know how you guys like playing with hags. I do. It's my favorite creature of the Monster Manual. One of my favorites. But let's go into the stats. And there's different types of hags. There is the green, night, and the sea hag. My favorite is the night hag. But the green hag, they are neutral evil. They're medium. The armor class is 17. For those of you who do not know what that is, armor class is what you need to get so that if that number is, per se, 17, for example, for this green hag, you would need a 17 or over on a 20-sided die to hit the creature. And her hit points are 82. The speed is 30. And you have your abilities. Your abilities go from strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. And those of you who don't know what that is, that's the primary abilities for a creature, an NPC character classes. So the highest ability is 18, and her lowest is charisma and wisdom. No, I'm sorry, her lowest would be dexterity. She's not very fast. If you hear a noise in the background, I have my daughter has a friend sleeping over, so you're gonna see a lot of noise. You're gonna hear a lot of noise, but it's okay. Anyways, you have your dexterity, that's 12, and your intelligence is a 13. Two very low stats, but everything else is decent. Her skills, Arcana, Deception, Perception, and Stealth. Those are pretty high. It ranges from 3 plus 3 and up. 4 being the highest, but still, that's very good. Her CR rating? Her CR rating is challenge rate of 3, 700 XPs. Again, if you want to use a hag, you go ahead and use a hag. The hag is pretty good. I like her. I think she's a good established creature to have. A great villain. So you have, but I'm not going to be biased. I'm going to rate her. I want to rate this green hag pretty well. Okay, so the skills are pretty good, ranging from a 3 and up. Senses, dark vision, 60 feet. That's pretty good. Passive perception, 14. Her language is common, draconic, and Sylvan, sorry. So anyways, that is her languages. Challenge rate of 3, 700 XPs. Pretty decent. She's amphibious, a hag can breathe underwater. And innate spellcasting, the hag has spellcasting save of DC 12. Ability is charisma. Again, charisma is pretty high. 14 plus 2. What else here? She can cast the following spells innately: Dancing Lights, Mirror Illusion, Vicious Mockery. Deadly. Very cool. Mimicry. The hag can mimic animal sounds, humanoid voices, making it very, very, very deadly. Actions. You have a +6 to hit, a reach of 5 feet, 1 target, 13, 2d8 plus 6 slashing damage. Illusionary appearance. The hag covers herself and anything she is wearing or carrying with a magical illusion that makes her look like another creature. Very cool. And she could change her effects. And you need an investigation check to discern the hag if she's a disguise. And basically, you must succeed a DC 20 intelligence investigation check, which is a 20 is pretty high. Invisible passage. The hag turns invisible. That's a force to be reckoned with right there. Her claws, I already said 2d8 plus 4, and that's her attack. Okay. What is good and bad? What is good, the bad, and the ugly of this character, of this creature? Okay. Green hag, the good. She has the invisible passage. Probably one of her best traits in here. And she can change her ability. She can hide pretty well. So you need that investigation roll to see if the hag is a disguise. So you need a 20. That's her most powerful ability. She has the decent, actually more than decent for her CR rating. Armor class is 17. Natural armor, she has robes, whatever she's wearing. In this case, this green hag, she's wearing a silk dress and she's got long white hair, crooked nose. She has a basket of bones and a skull in there. She has a heart in her hand. Pretty gruesome picture. Either way, just so you all know, this is, the good invisible passage, and she could change her ability. She could make animal sounds. That's great. The bad. What do I see bad in here? Well, she is 30 feet. She has hit points of 82. She's very killable. And her lowest stat is her dexterity, followed by intelligence. If you have a group that's pretty fast, hit her hard, hit her fast, and you can knock her down. Ugly. What's the worst thing of this character? Not much. I don't see much. I like Hags, so I'm going to be a little biased, but there is not much that's bad with the Hag. It's up to you and how you want to roleplay it, or how you want to use a character in your campaign. You can use her in a forest setting, in a town. You can use her in a kingdom. You know, she's the woman that does all the tarot card readings. Oh, what's up, Paul? How you doing? Hey, what's up? Thank you for watching and saying hi. Thank you. Anyways, that's the Hag in a nutshell. For the green Hag, now let's see what you got here with. Let me wait. A Hag is a Hag. You have a green, a knight, and a sea, but this character is pretty good. So I'm going to give her a B+. A B+. She doesn't have a lot of weaknesses, and that's pretty good. At least if you're a DM, this Hag can be very advantageous. Okay, the Night Hag. Sly and subversive. Night Hags want to see virtuous turn to villainy, love turned into obsession, kindness, hate, devotion. Let me see. I got an error really quick. Okay. Devotion to disregard and generosity to selfishness. Night Hags take perverse joy in corrupting mortals. Night Hags were once creatures of the Fey Wild, but their foulness saw them exiled to Hades long ago, where they degenerated into fiends. The Night Hags have long since spread across the lower planes. Night Hags, my favorite. The Night Hag I use in End of the Line and in the In-Between Adventure on Discord. I have my Discord down there. You guys can check that out and join us on Discord, and we can chat or whatnot. Either way, Night Hag. I gave the Green Hag a B+. Gave her a B+. Okay, now the Night Hag. The Night Hag I've used, I know her really well. 17 armor class, hit points 112. Strength, its highest quality of her abilities, followed by Constitution and Intelligence, and a 16 in Charisma as well. And then Dexterity, 15 in Wisdom, and a 14. The stats are great. Skill, Deception +7, Insight 6 +6, Perception +6, Stealth +6. Damage resistance. Cold, fire, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing from non-magical attacks. That aren't silvered. So, if you don't have any silver weapons, they're not going to do much. Condition immunities, Charmed. Dark vision, 120 feet, passive perception, 16. Languages, Abyssal, Common, Infernal, Primordial. Challenge rate of 5, 1800 XPs. Night Hag had 700, this has 1800. A force to be reckoned with. And the Night Hag is fantastic. So yes, I'm sorry I'm going to be biased, because the Hags are really cool. Innate spellcasting. Her spell save is 14, plus 6 to hit. Very, very cool. So you all know, you use this character, this creature, it's going to be no holds barred. It's really good. So, at will, detect magic missile. Fantastic. For twice a day, she could plane shift, which I used, and ray of enfeaslement and sleep. I've used all of that. But she can use it twice. Magic resistance. The Hag has advantage on saving throws, spells, and other magical effects. Again, another thing. The good. I'm going over all the good stuff. Claws. The Hag plus 7. 5 feet of reach. 13. 2d8 plus 4. Slashing damage. She doesn't even need to slash it. She can change shape just like the other one. She polymorphs. We all know that. Same thing. Etherealness. The Hag magically enters the ethereal plane. Vice versa. Nightmare haunting. While in the ethereal plane, the Hag magically touches a sleeping humanoid on the material plane. A protective form, evil or good spell cast on the target prevents this contact, as does Magic Circle, as long as the contact persists. The target has dreadful visions. Very cool. And if these visions last for at least an hour, the target gains no benefit from its rest, and its hit point maximum is reduced by 5, 1d10. If the effect reduces the target's hit point maximum to 0, the target dies. And it goes into the Hag's soul bag. Wow, it can only be removed with greater restoration. And if you are a low-level cleric, you're done. So, that's very good. Greater restoration, where was I? Okay, so, the good. I've already said the good. I read everything on the Night Hag. What's good about the Night Hag? The bad for the Night Hag. Her lowest stat, or ability, would be a wisdom. And that's 14, and that's still a +2, which is excellent. She doesn't have a lot of bad. Her speed is 30. Armor class is 17. Ugly. She is ugly, yes, but there is no ugly. You could say, Henry, be real. There's got to be ugly in this creature. Well, there isn't. She could charm. Silver. Whoopee. Silver. If you don't have silver weapons, you're done. You're not going to damage her. She's resistant to it. You're going to damage her, but got to remember it's going to be half damage. It's not going to be full damage, and that's deadly. All right, let's move on. The Sea Hag. Just remember, I've got my Discord on here. Go ahead and check out our Discord. Playerole. And let's continue with the Sea Hag. Let me get a little water, and I'm going to continue. Okay. Sea Hags live in dismal, populated underwater layers surrounding by marrow and other aquatic monsters. Beauty drives the Sea Hag to fits of anger. When confronted with something beautiful, the Hag might simply attack it or deface it. If something beautiful gives hope, a Sea Hag wants it to cause despair. If it inspires courage, a sea hag wants it to cause fear. Ugly inside and out. Sea hags are by far the ugliest of all hags, with slimy scales covering her pallid skin. Sea hag's hair resembles seaweed and covers her emancipated body, and her glassy eyes seem as lifeless as a doll's. Although sea hags can hide their true form under a veil of illusion, the hag is cursed forever appear ugly. Her illusionary form appears haggard at best. Sorry. Covens. A sea hag is a part of a coven. Has a challenge rating of 1,100. So the sea hag is pretty cool. So let's see. Her armor class is 14. Her hit points is 52. Her strength, 16. And her lowest ability is a 12, sitting at intelligence and wisdom. Let's move on. Dark vision, 60 feet. Again, just like the other hags. She knows Aquan, Common, and Giant. Challenge rated 2 and 450. The sea hag looks almost like because she's aquatic, more like if you see creature of the Black Lagoon, something like that. Elongated jaw, black eyes, maybe green, seaweed type hair, elongated fingers, elongated web between the fingers and feet. So she looks pretty ugly. A hag can breathe air and water. Horrific appearance. You can be frightened. DC wisdom save at 11. Now what does that mean for you? Wisdom checks are normally fear checks or mental based checks. So you roll a wisdom save, you got to exceed that number, and then what happens is you make it, you're good. You're not frightened. You don't make it, you're frightened. So in this case, you need a DC of 11, which is pretty low. Remember, she's challenge rated 2. A creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each turn. Very, very, very ugly. So if you repeat it, you're good. And if you make it, the effect ends and the creature is immune to the hag's horrific appearance for the next 24 hours. So you're good. Gotta remember, a round is 6 seconds, so if you're fighting her, 24 hours is you're done. You're pretty much immune. Actions. +5 to hit. 20-sided, especially for a low-level character, +5 is pretty cool. 2d6 +3 slashing damage. Excellent. Death glare. She gives you this glare. You got to make another wisdom saving throw of 11 this time. Oh, same thing. And against the magic or drop to 0 hit points. That's pretty cool. If you don't make it, you drop to 0 hit points. You know what that does? Got to make a death save. Illusionary appearance. She could, like the other hags, she could hide herself, and she could do it in her bonus action. So gotta remember, when you do that, you gotta make it when she does that, she changes into a little girl or a knight or whatever she changes into, this illusion. You gotta make your investigation check, which is under the ability of intelligence. You need a 16 or over it. And if you don't make it, you're not gonna know what's going on. Okay, so what is the good, the bad, and the ugly for this hat? The good, she has the death glare, beautiful powers, and that's great. That's really good. What else does she have? good. Just like the other Hags, she could change her appearance, which is great. She has a lot of abilities. She can scare you. DC 11, the bad. The bad is even the death glare is her most devastating ability or power, and you still have to make a DC of 11 wisdom save. That sucks. If you have to do a fear check to be frightened, the DC of 11, it's shitty. I'm sorry, it is. You make it, you do it. Now you have her strongest ability, which is a death glare. Think about it. The hag targets one frightened creature she can see within 30 feet. If the target can see the hag, it must succeed on a DC of 11 wisdom saving throw against the magic or drop to 0. A wonderful power, and yet you still have to do a DC 11 wisdom saving throw. Because if you look at her stats, her wisdom is 12. When you make this character, if you want to make this creature, and I would do it homebrew, I would change the stats up a little bit. So when you make this creature, or you're using this hag, and I love hags, like I said before, I'm biased. So you're using this hag, and all of a sudden, the wisdom is too low for the party to make, right? It's too low. They could easily make that, right? Because its challenge rating is very low, and the party around you is going to go ahead and make it. They're going to make that roll. They're going to make 11 wisdom saving throw. Just bring it up a little bit. There's nothing wrong to adjust the stats. And you're going to say, "Oh, you're not being balanced." Well, her deadly power sucks. A DC of 11 wisdom save. No, I would at least bring up that wisdom to give her more of a modifier, and then bring that up a little bit more. You have a little bit higher, gives the players a little bit of a challenge. That challenge rated 2, no. Either way, okay. So the green hag, I gave a B+. The night hag, I didn't say it, but I want to give her an A+. And now the sea hag is completely useless. Other than that, she looks cool. She has a lot of things that are cool, a lot of powers that are cool. But as far as that, I'm going to give her a C. A C. So B+ for the green hag, A+ for the night hag, and C for the sea hag. Gotta remember, guys, you use these hags, use them at your campaign, use them in a setting. If you have them in a town, have them in one of the buildings of the town. They might be a tarot card reader. They might be one of those. They can have, there might be a carnival. You could see maybe the hag's in a carnival. She has a tent pitched up, and they're in there. Just remember all that stuff. The setting is very important when you use all these creatures for your game. Either way, that's all I got for you tonight for Creatures of the Realm, episode 48. 2 more episodes. Season 1 will be done, and we're going to continue on. And I'll see you in a couple weeks for Creatures of the Realm. And stay with us. 11:45 tonight, 11:50-ish, somewhere around there. We're going to do DM talk. And we're going to talk about magic items. We're going to talk about loot. So I'll see you in about 15-20 minutes. Thank you. I have my Discord on there as well. Just say hi, and we'll chat and do whatever. Thank you. I'll see you guys in a little bit.